19 years old, 3 children drowning, 1 minute to decide between life and death. This is the true story of Lucas Martinez, a 19-year-old surfer from San Diego, California. For Lucas, the ocean had always been his second home. He'd been surfing since age 7. But on July 15, 2024, that summer afternoon at La Jolla Beach would change his life forever. The beach was packed, hundreds of people enjoying the perfect day. Lucas was putting his board in his car after 3 hours in the ocean. Suddenly, screams cut through the air. Panic, terror, people pointing at the ocean in desperation. Lucas looked. 3 small heads appearing and disappearing between the waves. Children being dragged by the current. They'd been caught in a dangerous rip current, one of the leading causes of drowning worldwide. The children were over 100 meters from shore. Lifeguards hadn't arrived yet. Lucas didn't think twice, didn't calculate the risks, didn't measure the consequences. He grabbed his board and ran back to the ocean. His heart was pounding. His legs were burning, but he couldn't stop. He entered the ocean and immediately felt the brutal power of nature. The waves were huge, masses of water 10 feet tall. The current was brutal, pulling, dragging, trying to swallow him too. The first child was panicking, swallowing salt water, her little arms flailing desperately. Emma, 6 years old. Lucas managed to reach her, fighting against every wave. Got her on the board with the last strength he had. She was alive, for now, but there were still 2 children drowning on the horizon. And now his board was occupied. He had to choose, go back with Emma or try for the other 2. Lucas made an impossible decision, a decision few would have the courage to make. He pushed the board with the first child back toward shore, trusting someone would catch her, and swam without a board, against the deadly current, toward the other 2 children. Something even experienced surfers avoid at all costs. It was almost suicide, but he had no choice. His muscles burned like fire. Each stroke felt impossible. His lungs screamed for air, but he couldn't stop. He wouldn't stop. 2 lives depended on him. He reached the second child, Miguel, an 8-year-old boy who was almost out of strength. His eyes glazed, body limp. Lucas held him tight with bear-like strength and swam backstroke using a rescue technique he'd seen in movies. Every movement was pure agony. The third child was even farther away, Sophia, her screams growing weaker every second. Lucas felt his own body starting to fail. His legs wouldn't respond anymore. His arms weighed tons. At that moment, lifeguards finally arrived. 2 red buoys cutting through the water. They took the boy from Lucas's arms and went together to the last child. Teamwork, perfect coordination. Together, they reached her seconds before she disappeared beneath the waves forever. It was close. 5 more seconds and it would be too late. The way back was a battle against death. Lucas could barely move. His muscles had gone into complete failure, but he kept helping, pushing, fighting until his last breath. When they finally reached the sand, hundreds of people applauded and cried. A deafening applause. Lucas collapsed from exhaustion. His body finally gave up. He had given absolutely everything. All 3 children were alive, scared, shaking, coughing up salt water, but alive. Emma, 6 years old. Miguel, 8. Sophia, 7. 3 lives that almost went out. The parents were in absolute shock. They cried uncontrollably, hugged Lucas, couldn't speak. They just thanked him, repeatedly, holding his hands, touching his face as if he were an angel. Lucas was taken to the hospital by ambulance. Severe dehydration, mild hypothermia, muscles completely exhausted. His body had surpassed all human limits. Doctors said he was lucky, very lucky. A few more minutes in the ocean and he would have drowned himself. His body was at the absolute limit of survival. The story went viral on social media within hours. Millions of views, hundreds of news stories. Lucas became a national hero, the surfer who risked everything to save 3 strangers. 3 months later, at an emotional official ceremony, Lucas received the Carnegie Hero Medal. the highest U.S. civilian honor for acts of heroism. Only 10,000 people have received this medal in 120 years of history. But for Lucas, the real reward came when the 3 children learned to surf with him. Today, they're his best friends. They surf together every weekend, and they never forget the day they almost lost everything. Rip currents kill over 100 people per year in the United States alone. Thousands worldwide. Learn to identify them. Look for darker water, foam moving seaward, waves breaking on the sides but not in the center. Never swim alone. Never overestimate your strength. And if you're caught in a rip current, don't swim against it. Swim parallel to the beach until you escape the current. You could be the next to save a life, or your own. If the story moved you, leave a like and subscribe for more real stories of heroism. Share this video to inspire others, and tell us in the comments, would you do the same as Lucas?